Hi everyone. In this video, we're diving into the story of the most mysterious and terrifying serial killer of Victorian London, Jack the Ripper. You'll learn about his victims, the police investigation, the letters he sent mocking authorities, and how his identity remains a mystery to this day. Get ready to walk through the dark streets of old London, where fear was a constant companion, and the shadow of the killer could be lurking around every corner. Chapter 1. A foggy morning. A thick fog blanketed the streets of Whitechapel in the early morning of 1888. In one of London's poorest neighborhoods, the body of the first victim was discovered. No one suspected that this was only the beginning of a bloody autumn that would turn the streets into a scene of horror and paranoia. London was a city of contrasts. Opulent mansions on one side, dark, overcrowded streets in the poorer districts. Whitechapel was the heart of poverty and crime, where every night could be deadly. Dirty streets, dimly lit by gas lamps, were heavy with smoke from factory chimneys and coal fires. There was no safe place here, especially for women. Chapter 2. The Ripper's Victims. The police linked 5 murders to the Ripper, known as the Canonical Five, occurring between August and November 1888. Mary Ann Nichols. Her body was found on August 31st on Bucks Row. Mary had faced hardship, poverty, alcoholism, homelessness. That evening she was trying to make some money to survive. A worker discovered her body around 3:40 a.m. Her throat was cut, her abdomen opened, and internal organs exposed. The precision of the wounds suggested anatomical knowledge. Annie Chapman. Found on the morning of September 8th in a courtyard on Hanbury Street. That night she was trying to earn money for shelter, but was never seen alive again. A neighbor found her body around 6 a.m. Her neck, uterus, and other organs had been precisely mutilated. Her personal belongings were strangely arranged with very little blood around. Chapter 3. First Suspects. On September 10th, the police arrested John Pizer, known as the Leather Apron, who intimidated women in the area, but he had an alibi and was soon released. Witness Elizabeth Long reported seeing Annie Chapman that morning with a man wearing a dark hat, a long coat, and a noble-looking appearance. Chapter 4. Investigation. The investigation was initially led by Robert Anderson, later taken over by Inspector Donald Swanson. The police arrested several suspects, but each time the killer managed to slip away. Karl Ludwig, a German barber, was arrested on September 18th but released shortly after. The Ripper had struck again. Chapter 5. The Ripper's Letters. A series of letters became a notorious chapter in the story. One of the most famous, sent to a newspaper and signed Jack the Ripper, mocked the police, promised more victims, and referenced details only the killer could know.
Dear Sir, I hear the police have been watching me, but they can't catch me yet. I delight in what I do and plan to continue. Yours truly, Jack the Ripper.
The letters terrified the city and showed the audacity of a killer enjoying the attention and chaos he created. Chapter 6. The Double Murder. In late September 1888, 2 murders occurred in quick succession: Elizabeth Stride and Catherine Eddowes. Elizabeth was found on Berner Street with deep wounds. Catherine was killed just minutes later in view of witnesses. The police could not predict the killer's next move. He vanished into the fog, leaving fear and unanswered questions behind. Chapter 7. The Last Victim. The last officially recognized victim is Mary Jane Kelly, murdered on November 9, 1888. The murder took place in her room, giving the killer enough time for his grisly ritual. Her body was mutilated beyond recognition. The details are too gruesome for public viewing, but the impact on police and residents was profound. It's believed the Ripper killed between 11 and 15 women. The victims shared a life of poverty, vulnerability, and social isolation. Chapter 8. Suspects and Theories. Jack the Ripper's identity remains a mystery. Some of the main suspects. Suspect: Aaron Kosminski. Polish immigrant, suffered mental illness. DNA on a victim's scarf points to him. Methodology debated. Montague John Druitt, British lawyer found dead shortly after the murders, likely had anatomical knowledge. James Maybrick, merchant, allegedly left a diary confessing to the murders. Authenticity disputed. Walter Sickert, artist with dark-themed work, theorized link considered unlikely. During the investigation, over 200 people were considered, but no one was officially charged. Chapter 9. Legacy and Mystery. Over a century has passed, the fog of Whitechapel remains, and the streets of London still carry the story of fear. Officially, Jack the Ripper was never caught. His name has become a symbol of horror and mystery. Some believe his name was Aaron Kosminski, but no one knows for sure. And the shadow of Jack the Ripper still slips through the narrow streets of Whitechapel. Take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Stay vigilant in a world where darkness can hide around every corner. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new stories from the darkest and most mysterious corners of history. Good luck, and see you in the next episode.